AJ, for anyone who's watching, it seems like we're 4 minutes late or 5 minutes late getting the show started. But for the two of us, I think it's fair to say that we have no idea how we're even going live right now. Like, we should probably take another 20 minutes and get this show together. Don't you think? Should we
Brian,
make everybody wait? What?
Did you go to the beach lately? You're looking a little sunburned.
Yeah. I have a little color. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
either that or you're podcasting from the 6th layer of hell.
yeah. It's. I'm sorry. Here in the underworld, AJ, we don't call it the 6th layer of hell. We call it the 6th circle of hell. Please, please get your designations correct before referring to my native homeland again. AJ, no one has any idea why you're saying that, so I think we should start the show.
Let's go.
Let's go. This is PSVR Games broadcasting from the 7th layer of hell. This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Tuesday, and 2 Eyes Friday. You guys have no idea how hard it is to get that shit straight. Every single one of those days. 6 p.m. Eastern. We do it live right here on YouTube, so you can watch us live with your eyes. But you know what? If you like watching with your ears, you can do that on podcast services of your choice. Thanks to our good friend Jamie who gets this up on any podcast service you can think of. That includes Spotify. It's probably what most of you are using. Thank you so much for letting us rank so high on your favorite gaming podcasts. I have no idea why it's so red in here. This is not what it looks like to me. This room is normal.
Looks like we should be doing. It looks like we should. This is a sign that we need to change this to like a Norwegian death metal podcast. I think we're in the wrong game now. We need to just talk about Norwegian death metal today.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, AJ. I kind of like it. I feel like it suits me and it suits my mentality.
It definitely suits you.
Yeah.
It actually looks good on you. It looks appropriate.
I don't look like the whitest person in the room anymore. My name is Brian Powell from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole. And this gentleman over here to my right, it's AJ from The Underground, PSVR, 9th layer of hell, Underground.
What are those rooms where you like develop film in?
Dark rooms?
Is it just a dark room?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I played Resident Evil. I know that shit. I minored in photography. I know that shit too. Yeah.
What is up, Brian? What is up, Game Cats? Happy Monday. And I know that Mondays usually suck, but you know what, Brian? Mm-hmm. This Monday sucks way less because we eating good, boy. Mm-hmm. We eating real good over here on PSVR2.
Yeah, for a brief moment today, I was like not feeling so hot, and I was like, I think AJ should just do an interactive chat on his own over on his channel. I think my initial thought process was the correct one. I think that's maybe what we should have done. Guys, thank you so much for being here, hanging out with us on this Monday. Yeah, it's just been a crazy day, man. It's been a crazy day. I'm doing my again. It seems like a heat lamp is on me, but I'm doing my absolute best to get a Gran Turismo 7 review done. I've been working on that like for I feel like a week now. So that should be coming soon. And obviously we've got games coming out, man. We got games coming out, and I want to start hitting those embargo dates with so that when a new game comes out, you have a review for it. As I gradually make my way through all the launch games and review those as well. So like, dude, shit is fucking crazy over here. So if it ever looks like the channel is quiet, it's because I'm working a lot behind the scenes to get some stuff done.
Dude, tell me about it. Like, there's so many launch games, and there's so many good ones. We're about to preview more games that are coming this month. I don't even feel like I'm ready. Like, but
not even close.
We gotta go. We gotta roll with the punches. But yeah, there's so many games. I stayed up till like 2 a.m. or something. I got like 4 hours of sleep for work. I haven't been sleeping much, but I feel great, man. I feel super good. It feels awesome. It's a good problem to have, right? It's the best problem to have when you have too many games. And yeah, I haven't even fully process what I've played. I've got more to play. There's more games coming, and I freaking love it, dude.
Yeah, man, we've definitely had worse problems over here on the channel over the last
Yep.
couple of years. That's for sure. This is nothing. We're eating well, as you said. Emily Baxter, hashtag the cartoony witch game kit with the $2 tip, says super depressed. Make me laugh, please. How's this?
Well,
How's this working for you right here? Is this working for you? Because it's making me laugh.
I got some that'll make you feel better. I got a new friend who said that?
Emily Baxter.
Emily Baxter, I got a little friend that wants to say hello, my brand new buddy, just for you to make you feel better. And it's Astrobot. Oh, wait, it's hard to see in this lighting. Somewhere in this, I got my little Astrobot from Good Smile Company, and I refuse to take it out of the box, but feel better, Emily.
Is this the Nendroid or whatever they're called?
Yes. It finally came. I ordered this way back in God knows when, like
1972.
It's been 84 years.
Right.
But no, man, pretty cool stuff. I'm excited. Astro can sit there right next to Quill, and I love collecting PSVR stuff.
I do too. In fact, I kept telling people I was going to go all digital this generation because my collection's like out of control. But man, it feels wrong to run a PSVR2 channel without some PSVR2 games in my collection. So I'm definitely looking forward to like owning things like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out which one my first purchase will be. My first physical purchase, probably Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. I feel like that's a worthy one right there. And hopefully Village will get a re-release with some PSVR2 markings on the box. I think that would be really nice too. Eventually, Biohazard would get that eventually, I think, right?
Yeah, this is the only drawback, well, the biggest drawback to games not releasing with the VR mode is like there's a lot of really cool collections, like collector's editions that I would love to grab, but it's like, they had that Resident Evil 4 one, and I was really wanting to grab it, and I still believe that there's going to be full campaign support, story mode for Resident Evil 4.
Sure.
But I just like it would just, if I knew for sure, it would made it so easy to pull the trigger on that. But that's gonna be pretty sweet. I know you guys I think talked about it a little last week, and I'm really excited to see what that's all about, because it's definitely sounding like they're doing the exact same thing with Resident Evil Remake as they did with Village, and oh my god.
Well, what's weird, AJ, is that some people are wondering, like, they're like, well, why does anybody expect any coverage of Resident Evil 4 VR mode anytime soon? Like, the developers literally tweeted out recently that we've just begun work, or we've started work on the Resident Evil 4 Remake VR mode.
They made it sound like it just started production recently or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And so but I think what people forget is that, like, the game is done, right? The VR mode's not done, but that means all the character models are in, all the gameplay mechanics are in there, and all the environments are done, right? Now they just have to kind of like get on the VR implementation of it, and I'm sure a lot of that work was already done in Village. So, like, how long could this process possibly take with a big AAA studio like Capcom, who can afford to put as many people as they want on it and kind of bust this thing out? Like, I don't really know if they need a ton of time to get this done. And so I think we'll be seeing something about it soon, right? Maybe like a vertical slice of the VR mode soon, probably on Sony's stage, and then but maybe announced for later in the year release, right? Because again, they don't want to kind of cannibalize their own sales. Let Village enjoy some new sales, and then let RE4 enjoy some extra sales at the end of the year for the people waiting on a PSVR 2 mode. I think it's fair.
I'm really hoping for a fall release, spooky season.
Yeah.
It'd be a great thing to have, but it's like you said, you want to spread it out a little bit. You want to let Village breathe, and
spooky season. Yeah. I feel like I'm celebrating spooky season early.
Yeah.
We got more tips. Let's see what Brad out of hell says. Sorry, I wanted to sing Meatloaf
like
songs.
A Brad out of hell.
I'm glad you did it. With the Australian $5 tip says, just finished RE8. It was amazing. Just a heads up to those starting their playthrough. Don't sell the meat. That is all. it is interesting. There are definitely lots of ways to make money in this game that are not clear if it's your first time going through. You can certainly sell things that you need or that could be useful to you later. A lot of the things are just valuable, right? Are just there for you to make money. There's bird cages you can shoot and little flickering gems that you can knock down. And so you just slow down and be patient. And it sounds like if you're really patient, you'll have enough money for all the ammo that you need. And I have not. I've not. And
don't spend it all
patient.
At the end too, because when you start a new game, if you continue it, you'll get to keep that money. So I got to the end. Luckily, I always am cautious about this. So I make like a save when I like splurge a bunch of money. So I'm like, well, if I screwed up, I've got a backup right here. And yeah, sure enough, I spent like all my money and didn't need to. So
love it. We'll
be reloading that. But yeah, the meat, you can craft stuff to upgrade your character and whatnot. And yeah, so don't sell the meat and don't sell anything in your inventory. Examine your inventory, and there's stuff that'll say it can be combined. Don't sell anything. Only sell the stuff that only says valuable.
Got it.
There's your Resident Evil Village tips.
And a lot of people have come out in support of me in the crazy way that I play games and my crazy complaints about cutscenes. And they've said, Brian, you fucking do you. Keep playing the game. We want to keep watching. And so I really appreciate everybody who came out in support and posted in the Ask Brian channel, left me comments, sent me messages, DMs, emails, whatever. A lot of support for this. So I will be continuing my playthrough this week. Thank you, everybody, for wanting me to do it. I can't wait to get back to it. It's going to be great as soon as I got my Gran Turismo review done. Spoilers, AJ. The Gran Turismo review, it's going to be pretty positive.
Really?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking.
Dude, I just caved and I bought a rig, man. I bought not anything super special.
Yeah.
But I bought the actual, because I've got the wheel and the pedals, and then I've got the bucket seat, which you can kind of see behind me. And I finally caved, and I said, you know what, this feels fine, but it could it could feel better. So yeah,
it's my favorite thing to do, AJ. Like here I am sitting on, which you would think would be uncomfortable, but I'm enjoying it. Resident Evil 8, right? The game I've been waiting years to play. I've been waiting to play this game since before it was announced, right? And here we are. We've got it at our disposal. Brand new PSVR2 technology to play it with, Sense controllers, the whole thing, everything we wanted. It's here. And what do I want to do? I want to get my dailies in on Gran Turismo. Like, this might be the best VR game ever made.
I'm with you there, man.
Nice.
Resident Evil Village might be my favorite, but I think Gran Turismo is probably the best.
It's insane. Brendan McLean says if Brian's already complaining about cutscenes, he's going to be crying near the end of the game. By the end of the game, I'll be happy that there's cutscenes. Let me tell you. I think I do want to say I'm pretty sure that it was where I stopped the game, right? Because I stopped the game my first playthrough right before a bunch of cutscenes, and then I picked up the game the second time. I'm like, here we go. I'm ready to go. I'm like jumping in. I'm ready to start playing this game again. And it was a lot of sitting around waiting for the game to start. And it was like, and I think that was the problem. Like if I had just kept playing, and then like just been like, okay, well, yeah, this is a little break between the action, instead of being like, God, it's going to take 10 minutes before I get to play the fucking game again. And so I really think that it was half the game and half me, but I'll keep you guys posted for sure. I'm sorry, AJ, what rig did you end up picking up?
I have no idea. I didn't go super cheap on it because I didn't want a super cheap piece of crap. You get what you pay for.
Sure.
But it's just a mount for the wheel and the pedals.
Does it fold down or anything, or like does it?
Yeah, it folds.
Cool. Well, I can't wait until you get it and get it all set up. See how it feels.
Yes. Nice. Like Mark Pringles Leaf says, I'll be wearing a race suit and gloves soon. Damn right. If only I could fit a helmet around the PSVR headset.
Yeah. Nanook in the chat says GT7 is VRAF, which is weird, right? Because it's not like you have hands technically in the game, but man, my hands are right there on the steering wheel. And like, even though my racer is much skinnier than I am, like I feel like I'm in that car. It feels VRAF. Amazing immersion. I'm not a sim racer guy. But apparently, AJ, I have to stop saying that. I'm like you in puzzle games. I am officially a sim racer guy, at least for Gran Turismo 7. We'll see if that keeps up after this.
It's true.
We've got on topic. I'll circle back around some of the off topic ones. Andrew Bailey with the 2 quid says, my Resident Evil 8 tip, swap your knife to your right arm.
Andrew Bailey and stuff.
But I'm right-handed. Like, so I can hold the gun as it, and then with my left hand use the knife. Yeah, because I guess if. Okay, Andrew Bailey, I'm gonna give it a shot, man. I'm gonna give it a shot. Josh Zosky with the $5 tip says, Jack from Resident Evil 7 is gonna get you for saying Gran Turismo 7 is better than RE7. And I probably deserve that.
He can only hope. He can only hope.
Yeah. Oh, Jack, I've waited so long. Looper, the Underground Game Cat with the €5 says, before your eyes will be a perfect training ground to get your strategic blinking skills ready for Switchback. That's an excellent point. Man, I can't wait to play Before Your Eyes, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second. Steve IRE in the chat, by the way, says, I sold my meat. Like, this is the place to confess your sins, Steve. Just everybody get it out there in the chat. If you just need to say all the awful things you've done in VR, just get it out there. We don't judge. This is a safe space. You sold your meat? Let us know. AJ, we like to thank all the cats out there who always support us in financial ways and in emotional ways, and you know, the ones that did heart surgery on me last night. But every Monday, I'm sorry, we like to thank a whole different group of cats. Isn't that right?
That's right, Brian. We would like to thank those who support us in another way by changing their name to Gamecat, something Gamecat related, or something Gamecat adjacent, as you and something Gamecat adjacent like to say. And this week we have 8 new Gamecats to welcome to the Gamecat Dojo. 8, Brian.
It's fucking a lot of dude.
What?
Well, it's
the F.
it's my fault. Like, I've been slacking.
The army,
right?
The army grows.
It takes a while to get all the Gamecat name changes like collated and up on the screen and organized and stuff. And so we've been so busy the last few weeks that, like, this is my fault. So, right. So.
All right,
let's do this.
Let's kick things off with Serial Killer, the Gamecat, a Panda 8, my PSVR2 box.
Bing! Which is really, it's already covering your face.
This one already.
I thought so too, man. But like, apparently we haven't done this in a few weeks. So maybe we've done it, but I want it to be thorough, so maybe not.
Well, the next one is definitely a new one, and it's doot doot, the bloopity boop Gamecat.
Bing! Oh, good. Now we're both covered. I felt like I was doing you a disservice by covering your face with a Gamecat name change, but now we're on equal playing field here.
We've got an oldie but a goodie up next, and it is time to play PSVR2, the Gamecat.
Hell yeah, updated bing for the new generation.
I love it, man. I love the name.
It's always time to play PSVR2, the Gamecat.
We've also got Keith, the PSVR2 addicted Gamecat.
Oh, hey, Keith. Bing. That's straightforward, man. Like, now we know everything we need to know about Keith.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I too, Keith. I too.
You too. Me too.
We've also got PlayStation Gamecat Guy 6387.
Bing. I feel like
now we know your pin code, bro. You got to change your pin code.
I feel like we found the bot. If this is Among Us, I think you're the imposter. PlayStation Gamecat Guy indeed. 6387.
Very sus. We've also got Kawa04 now _, the PSVR2 Game Kitten.
Bing.
That's our Kawa, man. That's my Fortnite partner for life.
Hell yeah.
Undefeated, baby. Retired. I played 3 rounds of Fortnite, went undefeated, and I retired.
Hey guys,
and it was with
nobody,
Kawa and Reggie.
Nobody out there tell AJ that everybody wins their first 3 games. Nobody tell him because we want him to feel good about himself.
We've also got Luca. Oh, Brian, right in your neck of the woods here. Luca, the satanic Gamecat.
Wait, where the hell did it go?
Is Luca with you? Luca's with you right now in spirit.
Oh, there's a ding. Wait a minute. Where's the... Oh, bing! There he is. Hey, Luca. Nice. Luke is in charge around here, man. He's running the whole fucking show.
Finally, last but certainly not least, we've got the button pressing, joystick moving, feline friend.
Bing! Dude, I like this
right here.
because this somehow they were able to get a GameCat shout out without actually changing their name to GameCat. I like this, man. This is creative.
And deserves twice the shout out because I ran into him while playing Pavlov, and was streaming, and I was in a tank. He was on the other side, and we were just sitting there chatting, just having a little conversation. He was like, "What's up, AJ?" I was like, "What's up, dude?" And I'm staring at him through like the scope of the tank, and then I let the cats decide his fate and. Well, you know how that probably ended.
Everyone died. Is that how it ended? Because that sounds.
Everybody died.
I know what I would vote for. The apocalypse.
And it was glorious. But what up, man? Fun playing Pavlov with you, dude.
Listen, guys. If you want to get a shout out in next week's show because you love us almost as much as we love you, and guys, do you even know what a GameCat is? If not, look it up. I think it's on Wikipedia. Loyal following of Without Parole. If you change your name to GameCat, make sure you give us a hashtag GameCat in the comments somewhere below. And if we happen to miss your name, I'm so sorry, man. We were getting caught up on like 3 weeks of GameCat name changes. Please just let me know again. Hashtag GameCat in the comments below, and we will give you a shout out next week's show. Thank you so much. We love you. Oh, so very much. Chrono DM. Jonathan Rummore, the game dog in the chat with the $2 tip, says, I can't stand cats, but hashtag stand down. We've got a couple game dogs in the house. We've got GameCat Extraordinaires. We've got Game Shrimp. I forget, man. We've had all sorts of different game animals. So if you're not a cat fan, it's cool. I won't tell Tornado. All right, man. We got to move on, right? We got some stuff to talk about here.
We do, surprisingly.
Surprisingly,
we have. Well, yeah, it's not really surprising, but there is a new game that apparently was announced. I think, which is why you included it in the run of show.
Generally, why I include things. Yeah.
Called Survival Nation.
So this one was actually mentioned a while back. I don't know if it ever made any lists or if it's in my every PSVR2 game ever made or whatever, or ever announced. But here is the PCVR trailer that was debuted just a month ago. And here, let's get this thing over here.
The YouTube description says Survival Nation is an open world online RPG survival game designed for VR. In this game, you will kill hundreds of zombies, acquire weapons, learn new skills, craft, explore the world, complete quests, and most importantly, fight for survival.
I think the key here is open world, right? I mean, there's going to be a million zombie games in VR, just like there are in every other platform. But the fact is that there's very, very few open world zombie games. And I think that this is how this game will differentiate itself. It seems to have a lot of survival elements, and I think so far this is actually getting pretty decent reviews on other platforms. So there's definitely a reason to be excited here.
It looks like it has potential. I do love the fact that it's open world, that it's online, so it's like obviously you can play it with friends and stuff, most likely. We don't have a ton of open world games, and I like them. It looks like it has a lot of potential. It looks decent from the trailer.
I'm bringing this up on Steam real quick here, just to see the recent reviews say mostly positive. All reviews say mostly positive. It only came out on Steam February 2nd, so it is pretty new over here, which sort of explains what we heard on, I believe, Twitter when the developer was talking about this. Said they're beginning the porting process. They hope to have it done this year, so it's only March. So this one is, I think you can put this on the back burner of your brain and say, hey, when this gets here, it might be pretty cool. But probably not best to think about it too much because it'll probably take a little while to get here. But it looks good, man. Look at this trailer. Like it looks like they give us a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of climbing for anyone who thought there was too much climbing in Horizon. All the survival mechanics, inventory stuff, probably, I'm assuming, inventory management. And Tornado's licking my arm, so I'm just going to go over here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to hold up against, some of the other games that maybe come out, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
timing will have a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of too many things that'll be competing with it. But I mean, games are going to spring up left and right. Ports are going to come out left and right. And of course, we do have Green Hell that was announced. But
well, there's a lot of these, survival games, like what I was saying. I mean, Green Hell's one of them. There's Ghost of Tabor, which is like another shooter. There's Survive, which is like a zombie kind of survival thing. So I like this resurgence of survival games. I really do enjoy them in VR. So hope it's good.
I forgot to turn off the thingamabob. Here, let me just blink. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Found it. The button pressing joystick moving feline friend in the chat with the $2 tip says it was an honor to be blown up by you, AJ.
The pleasure was mine, my friend.
Nice. All right, man. Let's move on to the next story on our list. Oh, this is a good one, man. This is, I think. Oh my God! Is the color?
Did you fix?
I kind of miss it. I kind of miss it, man. I was all red, and now I'm just boring. Cool. All right, it fixed. This is an interesting news story, man. And by interesting, I mean I feel like it wasn't fully researched, and somebody was just looking for a headline that would get some clicks. But over there on PlayStation Lifestyle, they've got an article titled "PSVR2 controller charging stations are allegedly melting some Sense controllers." Now, there's so many things I want to say about this, AJ, starting with the fact that they put a space between VR and 2, but not between PS and VR, right? If you're going to put a space in, as God did not intend, then put it in the place that Sony put it. Or don't put one at all. I don't understand what's with the random fucking spacing. This is
now we know what this was really about.
Really, it's all about triggering Brian is what this was all about. I think we're all fully aware of that nonsense.
Now I think I know why you included this. Okay.
Yeah, now
you had to.
Now you know why I can't sleep at night. These are fucking problems, dude. Okay, the other part about this is before we really get into the article and read it, I went to the link that they reference over on Reddit and I searched the entire thread. It's one person with one picture saying, "This is what happened." I was thinking.
I hate that, man. I hate that.
Right. So keep in mind, if this is really a problem, if this is really happening, then so far we've got reports of it happening to one person and nobody else and if it's happened to more than one person, then those other people did not jump in onto that Reddit thread and say, "I've also had this issue." And if you've ever been on Reddit, you know that if somebody else had this problem, they would be all over that thread.
It's true.
So this, I find this more humorous than anything else. But those are the things to keep in mind while we kind of go through this article.
PSVR2 reputation ruined.
Do you have this up by any chance? For whatever reason.
What?
The article?
The article?
Hold on.
Oh,
I got it. I got it.
This crap.
I got it. Hold on. I just want to see if it's funny.
I do now.
Okay. No, too late. A small number of PSVR2 players, AJ, meaning
one person.
One. That is the smallest number.
Oh my goodness.
Of PSVR2 players have been reporting a flaw in their controller charging stations. This is why you should have gotten the Collected Minds one. That is allegedly melting their Sense controllers. These players have not been able to get in touch with Sony, but have been able to return the faulty products to retailers. These people live like in other countries and stuff where like you can just return this stuff to like Best Buy or whatever. The controllers are being placed on the charge as they normally would, but some players are. They keep saying some. It's one, but this player, is returning to find both the controller and charging station damaged. According to the photos posted on Reddit, the PSVR2 Sense controller and charging stations appear to either be overheating or shorting during the charging process, leading to two items melting into each other. Here, I can scroll down so you guys can see the picture. There it is. And I don't think we need to go too much further than this because
we have gone way too far already, Brian.
Well, listen. I want to do like further research, man. Like, because obviously, like the last thing you would want is to be charging your Sense controllers and come back and find out your whole house burned down, right? And so, I'm turning red again. This is crazy. turning violet. So I want to know if anyone else has had this problem or if this is just like one unique case. Because I was talking to Elber in voice chat while we were talking about this article, and he said that you should really turn your Sense controllers off, right, before putting them on the charging station, right? Because if you're just sitting there on the whole time and then they're charging, it's like he said when he picked them up, they were actually pretty warm, and he noticed that. And so I'm just saying, there might be something here. So if anybody else has this problem, please let us know. That's it.
I'm not amused.
Well, I don't think that's what I'm here to do, AJ. I don't think my job is to amuse you.
Amuse me. Oh, all right.
All right,
you have
man.
some real news?
I mean, no, there's not really any real news. Although Horizon got a pretty big patch, fixed a bunch of issues. So if you had any issues with Horizon, maybe that's been fixed for you. Is that news enough for you?
No, because it worked fine.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I haven't even finished Horizon yet, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Slacker. I'm just kidding. You finished. Mm-hmm. I'm so far from finishing Resident Evil 8. It's not funny. I can't call anybody a slacker. Yeah. No, I did. I experienced one bug in Horizon. It was when God, what was it? I think when you find one of the tools, the slingshot or one of the weapons, it like forces you to just keep doing it. Like it doesn't let you walk away or stop doing the tutorial. And eventually it did, but it was weird. So hopefully they can kind of knock out any other issues that players have found. But yeah, pretty seamless experience overall, though. Yeah. AJ, launch is barely behind us. The PSVR2 launch was insane. It still is insane. There's actually still PSVR2 games that launch with the headset that I haven't played. I have not played Les Mills Body Combat. I think that's what that's called. What? Ugh, fitness. Ugh.
There's actual good games I haven't played.
Yeah, but for real, yeah. There's plenty of games that we haven't played. I'm sure.
Let me just say, there's games that I care about that I haven't played.
Right. Like what? What I want to get a feel as to where you're at.
Oh my God.
Ay, Dios mío.
You put me on the spot. I don't know.
You're the only co-host I have today. So like. You're just gonna be on the spot for all the questions I ask.
I need a list of all the games. I don't know. I forgot.
All right, well that's fine. There's a lot of games that we want to play. GC13 in the chat says that you've played Garden of the Sea, so you're all caught up.
I did play it.
Yeah,
it's not very good. It's good for kids.
It does seem like a kid's game.
It seems very good for kids. You know what I surprisingly did like was the Humanity demo. Everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, I played it. It's so boring." I loved it, man. I thought it was great, and I don't even like puzzle games. I am a big fan of Lemmings, though.
I think you like,
so that might have something to do with it.
Lemmings is a puzzle game. I think you like puzzle games, AJ. I think you just have to come to terms. Come out of the fucking puzzle game closet, dude. Like you're a puzzler.
No, they're boring as shit.
If you like Lemmings, I'm pretty sure you like puzzle games.
When I was like 4 on DDoS floppy disk.
I don't even know what to say to you. Okay. We're barely out of the launch window, AJ. But yeah, here we are. We're heading into March. We are in March. And we've got a PSVR2 game coming out this week. We've got 3 more announced for later this month. And I don't know about you, man, but I have a certain degree of interest in all of these. 3/4 of them, some might say.
I have a degree in interest of these.
Is that a college joke?
No, dude. Yeah. I'd say at least half of them I'm really interested in. I mean, like I said, I haven't even fully digested the games that we currently have.
Yeah.
And so there's more coming. That being said, 2 of these at least are 2 of my more anticipated titles for sure.
Well, two of these games, boy, we're just being real vague here for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, Switchback and Saints and Sinners were initially announced as launch titles, and then they got kind of pushed back to the end of the launch window. And then the other two, Before Your Eyes, I think Before Your Eyes was also at one point maybe a launch game or a launch window game, which it still is technically. And then
it's gotten like 2 state of plays, hasn't it?
It's a little weird. Yeah, it's getting a lot of attention. But dude, Before Your Eyes looks good. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, and I can't wait to find out. Nope, why do we keep bringing up this article? Hold on a second. There it goes. I think this looks.
Know my thoughts.
I think this looks good, man. Like I was talking to Miles about this on Friday and saying that like I feel like this is going to be one of those games that surprises people. That like when I watched the Adam Sandler movie Click, where he like. Wait!
Oh my God, that movie is terrible.
What are you making that face for?
That movie's so bad.
Okay, listen.
Terrible movie.
I don't agree with you. Hold on a second, and I want to find out who agrees with me. Hold on.
Oh no, we are not doing this here.
Click. Good movie, bad movie. Yep. That's it. Here we go.
I'll tell you, look, man. In all honesty, there is one thing that makes me interested in this game. One thing. The eye tracking. The fact that it uses the eye tracking, because that has been a next-gen feature that I haven't gotten to use much of. But when I did, dude, have you played Res Infinite yet?
I have not. No, when I pushed the X button to start that game and it went to a black screen. And I said, that's fine. I'll just play Tetris Effect instead. And I never went back to see if it worked.
Dude, so Tetris Effect has been one of my favorite experiences so far because using the eye tracking with it. And of course, with everything else, it's like gorgeous and the music is great. But so that's the big thing, you know, that I would be interested in this game for, is to see, you know, it's not really necessarily like how I want to use it. Like it's not a big gameplay. I mean, I don't know. It's blinking and telling a story. So it's not like Res where you're using it to control the reticle. It's not like, you know, Switchback where, you know, scary things happen every time you blink. But I don't know. It's on my, honestly, like I'll give it a fair shake and everything, but it's on my definitely lower on my hype meter.
Okay, so I'm glad there's some cats out there that agree with me. Already 116 votes, 60% of you. That's a decent majority, at least.
Cats have terrible taste in movies. I'm just kidding.
I saw Steve Irie say if it's an Adam Sandler movie, it's an automatic no for me. And I was like, you know what? I'm sort of with you. Like I don't think he's been great since like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore days. But that's sort of besides the point. I don't know why I ended up seeing this movie, and it was surprising. It looked so goofy. It was like, dude goes and gets a remote control at Bed Bath & Beyond that lets him fast forward through his life. And like very shockingly became emotional for me. And I've seen the movie twice because it made me cry once. And I was like, fuck that shit. I'm going to watch it again. And like, not the same night, but like, you know, 2 hours later. And then it made me cry again, dude. Like it's an emotional story, which doesn't seem like it's going to be. And this seems similar in a sense where you could, I mean, again, having not played it, the idea here is that every time you blink, you jump ahead in this person's life. And then you experience another part of their life every time you blink. And so the question is can you hold out and see really long periods and try not to blink? And at the same time, can you just blink and fast forward through this in person's entire life and not get any of the story and like not make any of the connections that you would have. And so there's a part of me that's like, this could be very emotional, that this could be like, you know, something that you play multiple times just to kind of like get the full story. I'm interested.
Well, it'll be a good challenge for the game to try and tug at my heartstrings. That'll really tell you if it's effective or not.
Man, thank you. Okay, Aceville in the chat is like, I loathe Sandler. I can hear Aceville's voice. I loathe Sandler. If I can, absolutely. Kevin Russ says Sandler was good in Uncut Gems. I have to say I did watch Uncut Gems, and that is not a fun movie to watch. That is a stressful movie to watch. But yeah, I mean, but that was the point of the movie. They did a good job. But yeah, a lot of people in the chat seem to like. Mark Smith said I cried as well. I couldn't help it. Cool. The Funk Bomb Bro says AJ has no heart. Fact. All right. Anyway, dude, I'm looking forward to this. This actually comes out, I believe, this Friday, and so I want to. I mean, I guess what I want to say.
Oh wow, this comes out Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's what I want to do, AJ. Like what I'm excited about is actually having reviews ready for when games come out. Like I've got a huge backlog of games from launch to review, right? But I'm excited for Without Parole to kind of like start feeling like it's on the ball again, right? And start having deadlines again, and start meeting embargoes. When embargoes lift and the game comes out, and boom, everyone's looking for a review. Hey, guess what? Brian's got one, and so I'm excited because I'm going to be doing these. I want to have a review ready for all 4 of these games that we're about to talk about at launch, whenever embargo lifts. But at the same time, in between those, like get back to those important launch games that need reviews. And so it's going to be this constant juggling act over the course of the next fucking year. I mean, like I'm not getting caught up anytime soon. There's a ton of work to get done around here, and I'm kind of thrilled about it. Which brings us, AJ, to our next game, Switchback.
Now we're talking, baby. This is my shit right here. Dude, Switchback was going to be the first game I played on PlayStation VR2, and sadly it got delayed. But man, talk about a game that I'm excited about. Ooh, I mean, I'm super hyped about this one, man.
How interested were you in going to play some of the Dark Pictures games in preparation for this? Are you just like, you don't care at all?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah,
it would probably make it a little bit better, like having something to relate, but I don't know. Are those games? If those games are like those choose the dialogue kind of stuff, I don't usually like those kind of games, anyways.
they do look really slow paced. Some people recommended that I just go check out some Let's Plays,
No.
and so like just watch them like movies. Watch people blast through 'em, each game in like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, something like that. And here's my issue with that. That's still a lot of time to invest in watching something. And when I think back about Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, how important was it really that I knew the story?
A complete waste of time.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a backstory to say, oh, look how fucking cool these vampires are and these witches are and these. It's like, I want to know about them though. No.
It's scarier
No,
to me because I know the lore. Yeah.
I want to shoot them and scream and be terrified and have a blast, man, and blow shit up.
Yeah. That is the great thing about horror, I think, in general, man, is that, like, even if you don't really know everything that's going on, like, you can still soak in the atmosphere and still get the jump scares and still appreciate the horror for just being fucking straight up horror.
And knowing less might give you an advantage in being scared and stuff, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what to expect. That could make it more shocking.
I don't agree that that's even a potential, but I'm going to use that as an excuse, and that works for me. Indie Soul, the PSVR2 11 Gamecat with the $2 in the chat, says Across the Valley got a release date. GB Farm Sims in VR. Wait, what's GB Farm Sims?
Don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you the only here. You know what? Real quick here, just because you threw the tip up there, Indie Soul. I do want to talk about this real quick. I saw that Across the Valley got a release date. It's coming out like in April, I think. The only thing I'm concerned about with this game, other than the very, very simplistic art style, which is fine, is its pedigree, and it's coming from the guy or the small team behind Conrad's Kittens, which was like, okay, maybe bad, but like there was something there, like you had to kind of force yourself to play it, And then, like, if you forced yourself to play it for a long time, like Des and I did for Why We Love, like, you found something there that was like, this isn't that bad, but it was sort of like it was like Stockholm Syndrome a little bit. And so, hopefully, it's been a long time since Conrad's Kitten, so maybe Fusion Play has come along a little bit. But getting back to Switchback.
Switching back.
Yes, but hold on. Nothing happened.
Switching back.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to like do Nintendo trailers. They do that awesome snap for the Switch. You know what? No one appreciates me.
Stay on target.
Yeah, man. This is so okay. So let me ask you this then. I think we're both on the same page. We do not need to play the Dark Pictures games in order to enjoy this. We could be wrong. We could play this game and go, damn.
We're not going to be wrong, Brad.
No. So I do have so many questions. Let's start off with something that's adjacent to the whole Dark Pictures anthology, and that's that Until Dawn Rush of Blood had occasional moments where they did kind of like push narrative on you, right? Where you're sitting in the roller coaster and it was like, oh, hey, you know, like things... you'd be sitting there in the carnival barker before each level would have like this chat with you, right? And then you start moving and he's like still doing his monologue or whatever. Do you think we're going to see more of that in Switchback or less of that?
Probably about the same. And there wasn't really a storytelling thing. Dude, it's all about riding a fucking roller coaster through hell and shooting shit.
Yeah.
And scary monsters. That's all it's about, man. Like, if you went and looked up the story of Until Dawn and stuff and tied it to Rush of Blood, they probably have very little or very meaningful connection. It's an awesome theme to the game. And like I've said before, this is so important to me because this is like my House of the Dead, or you know, like this is why I originally got into VR. Originally was because I was like, oh, this is where, you know, this is where like that light gun experience kind of is headed, and I want to experience this, and then of course turned out like way better than that, but this is a super big deal to me. And yeah, I it still amazes me today that Rush of Blood was also one of the best roller coaster games. Like, it's not the best, it's like the best roller coaster game as well. So it's like it's got a couple layers to it that just make it super fun and exciting.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. That the fact is that we had, I think, 3 or 4 other roller coaster games throughout the course of the PSVR 1 lifespan, and none of them, like, those were roller coaster focused games. Like, we had Roller Coaster Legends 1 and 2. We had, I mean, Darkness Roller Coaster, but and then actually we had like 5 or 6, man. There were a bunch, and none of them held a candle to the roller coasters that were in Rush of Blood. You know, dude, this is special to me too, right? Like, I mean, I absolutely bought this game at launch, no questions asked, a light gun shooter type game, you know, that was in a universe that I actually cared about to a certain degree. I didn't love Until Dawn, but I liked it. It was fun. And so here we are again, you know, 6.5 years after the launch of PSVR 1, getting a game that I didn't think we were ever going to get. Supermassive didn't seem like they were going to be coming back to PSVR or VR at all anytime soon. And then here they are at launch, doing this literally because they wanted to, because they were passionate about this project, not because Sony was like, hey, we'll pay you. So my real hope is that Sony does say, hey, this was such a success, we'll pay you to do the remaster for Rush of Blood. This is yet another Sony property. You know, whether Supermassive wants to do the Rush of Blood PSVR 2 port or not, that's on Sony. Like, Sony owns the Until Dawn name, and so we haven't heard anything. Dude, that's so crazy to me. Like, every day that goes by that we haven't heard anything about the Astrobot remaster or the Blood and Truth remaster, the Everybody's Golf remaster, or the Rush of Blood remaster. Like, where are all these games? These are some of the best games on PSVR 1. And, like, this game in Rush of Blood is broken for all intents and purposes on PlayStation 5. Like, the weird pausing issue just, it makes it almost unplayable. And so, like, this is one game that absolutely needs a remaster. So I'm kind of hoping for that Switchback is a success just in case there's no plans to port Rush of Blood. Like maybe that'll give them an excuse to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to this. And we were talking about Before Your Eyes, and this is what I love about stuff like this is it's not the entire game is not just based on blinking. Like it is a small mechanic that will be used effectively in a larger game here. And yeah, it's the combination of everything. It's a great roller coaster game. It's a great like horror house kind of game. It's a great shooter. It's got boss fights. It's just got all this exciting shit to it. It graphically looks really great. Probably has excellent sound design. So lots of things to look forward to here. And yeah, and of course, can't wait to see how the blinking, how fun that blinking section is, or how terrifying it can be.
Yeah, man, for sure. I think that's the one that's sort of on everybody's mind, and I can't wait to see what else they use that for, if anything, or if they use any of PSVR2's other features in inventive new ways. I think that whole mannequin section is brilliant based on what I've seen, but like, did they spoil all of their secrets? Doubtful. I think we're probably in for quite a few surprises.
I hope so.
I hope so too. We got Salvador in the chat with a $10 tip, says, with waiting on a replacement for PSVR2, Switchback will be a launch title for me, and I can't wait. Liking liking all the new setups for streaming. Y'all are the best. Peace out, Gamecats.
What up, Sal? I guess that's kind of the, I can't think right now because I haven't slept at all. It's a blessing and a curse. Like where it kind of sucks that you had to return your PSVR 2, or did you just not get it yet? Or yeah, he said replacement.
Yeah.
I forgot what happened with his, but sucks that you had to do that. But on the flip side, on the bright side, you do get Switchback as a launch title, and that's pretty awesome because that would have been the first thing that I played.
Yep. You guys are being way more optimistic than I would. I'd be like, fuck this piece of crap, Sony, god damn it. How can you piece of, whatever. Not Sure Brondo with the $5 tip says, having a job is interfering with my PSVR activities. Not Sure Brondo, I agree with you. It is crazy how little of running without Parole has to do with playing PSVR2 games. So much editing, man. So much just sitting in this chair where I'm just like looking over here. My racing rig is like right next to me. Like my PSVR2 is right over there. And I'm just like, I just want to go over there for a little. And got to get work done, man. Got to get work done. Hopefully that'll change. We'll start streaming some Resident Evil 8. Get in to do some Gran Turismo dailies tonight. It'll be fun. Which I guess leads us to Saints and Sinners Chapter 2.
Woo! Another one I'm super excited about. I mean, dude, here's the thing. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners was arguably the best VR game ever made because of its showcase in physics and immersive gameplay and features and mechanics. Mm-hmm. And this is the sequel. And we get to experience it with the new hardware as well. So, did I mention it has a chainsaw?
I've heard you say that before. Yeah. I may have muted you before for saying that. Tom says, sounds like you need to hire AJ. I need to hire somebody who can edit.
Yeah, I suck at editing.
AJ's an amazing streamer, and I love watching AJ streams. but yeah, somebody who's going to do the grunt work for me over here, and just like
hire an editor.
Yeah, and then we'll hire AJ. It's like step by step here, one thing at a time. Dude, I feel so happy in the weirdest, most roundabout way that this game, that the pre-launch version of this game that we played on Quest before like a lot of bug fixes happened, before a lot of polish got to it, was bad because it gave me time to get in there and play the first couple missions. Say this really is Saints and Sinners 1.5. Right? they're calling it Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 for a reason. This is not a full-fledged sequel. This is 1.5. This is a whole game basically of DLC in the same world. So everything you experience is the same but expanded. There's more of everything. There's more things to craft, more places to go, but a bunch of the places you see on the map are the same. You'll notice a lot of places that you've been to in the first game. So I love that we kind of got that little preview. And
I'm with you there, man.
And
because
we have our expectations in check now.
Well, I'm with you there because to me, I was starting to see where the game was going, where the story was going. And there was a lot of things I was liking about it. I really liked the nighttime levels. And that's going to also look way better on PSVR2. I was really getting into the story in this, actually, kind of like, maybe not the story, but kind of like, it's not the direct storytelling that the Saints and Sinners games does well. It's kind of like, the events that are happening are like exciting to me. Yeah. And it, of course, for me was when I ran into one of the new characters, and then that started getting going, and I was getting excited. But I'm glad that I stopped where I did and didn't spoil anything, didn't ruin anything. It's like you said, we got a nice taste of the game. It was almost like playing like an early build of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it was like we got to play the test build, and you got to see the potential.
We get to play the ugliest version of a game ever made.
But I'm excited to play the full version and the way that it was really meant to be played for us that played the first one on PSVR. I'm stoked about this game. Absolutely. Super stoked about this.
Yeah, I agree. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is the remake or the remaster of the first game also scheduled to launch on PSVR2 the same day as this? I think so.
I think so because they're bundled together, right?
Yeah.
And so like it would have to be.
I mean, weirder things have happened, right?
Weirder things have happened, but it would be very weird indeed if. Yeah. You buy the bundle and it's like, you get part 2, but part 1's coming later.
Yeah. And
I would think so.
I do feel like for anyone who played the first game on Quest or PSVR1, playing Retribution, as much as it is a 1.5 or, a full game of DLC or however you want to put it, I think it's going to feel more like a sequel to us than if you played the first one on PC VR, right? If you played the first one on PC VR, you're going to play the second one on PSVR2 or PC VR and go, yeah, this looks a lot like the first game. But for us, it's going to be a massive step up. It's going to be like, this looks a generation better, if not more, than the game that we played on PSVR 1 last gen. And that was a good looking game. This is going to be even better looking. And so I think that graphical upgrade is going to go a long way toward making it feel like a sequel for us.
I hope they nail the chainsaw.
I just want them to nail the chainsaw haptics. Like feeling that in the sense controllers, like the if they can nail that, maybe make the headset rumble.
I think that's the easy part. I feel like that's the easy part. The hard part is the rumble or is the dynamic slicing stuff.
Well, then I'm easy to please because I am so happy.
I'm easy to please.
Every time that VR headset rumbles, I am so happy because
me too, man.
I just love the feeling.
It does feel really good.
And so if they can make the headset rumble while the chainsaw is going, just to give you that full body, like this is a insanely powerful, piece of machinery, I would be very happy.
It does work like that sometimes. Like even though it's something in your hand, like with Resident Evil Village, the shotgun. I don't know if this is the same experience that you had, but in the tutorial, I shot the shotgun and the headset like shook, and I was like, whoa. Like that was badass. But then I played the game and I didn't really notice the headset rumble. So I don't know if that was just a tutorial thing, if that was like where I was.
I've heard that. I'm assuming the developers thought that it would just be too much to be like, you're going to be firing the shotgun a lot. We don't want to shake gamers' heads like constantly while they're killing shit.
Yeah, you can overdo it. There has been one part, something I've seen in a game that like really overdid it. You can overdo it. But also, when it's done really well, it feels good. It feels comfortable. It's not. I talked about this with Pavlov. Like it feels good to get shot in the head in Pavlov because it's just like this little. It's like a little buzz, and it's not like intense. It's not like it's just like this little buzz that you just kind of, it's not very intrusive. It feels kind of good.
Jordan F in the chat says that he bought the bundle. Super excited. Both parts release on the same day, according to Jordan. So thank you, Jordan. He says, I was hoping Chapter 1 would release earlier. I was too, because I kind of wanted to go through Chapter 1 again. Just play it, blast through it, have a good time with it. But I think my replay of Chapter 1 will have to wait until after I'm done with Chapter 2. And probably after I'm done with a bunch of other launch titles. Yandi, I hope I pronounced that right. Yandi, Gamecat said, are we still getting a free upgrade for Chapter 1? You are indeed, in the even better part of that, Yandi, is that it doesn't matter if you have the Plus version or not. If you get it free on PlayStation Plus, Skydance has confirmed that you will be getting the PSVR2 version upgrade for free, which is fantastic news because which one was it? Was it Rez or Tetris Effect that didn't allow for that? One of the two didn't, but the other one did.
Tetris didn't allow it, I don't think.
All right. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, Rez you could upgrade for $10. And again, awesome game.
Yeah. And AJ, that leaves us with one final game to talk about. Now, these are the only games that we are aware of that have been announced to be releasing in March, I believe. So there could be more announced. Maybe we'll get a surprise drop or two. Who knows?
I would not be surprised if something else pops up.
I wouldn't be surprised at anything at this point. But the last game that's coming out is coming out, I believe, on March 30th. And this is a game that's been teased and sort of talked about here and there for a very long time. It's called The Last Worker by Oifi and Wolfenwood Interactive. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Oifi, right? That's not a studio name I'm familiar with. But Wolfenwood made the Exorcist Legion VR. They made not Song and Smoke, Chair in a Room, Greenwater, and Hotel R&R.
It's also published by Wired Productions.
Nice. Which I'm sure. I know that they published something else that we've played. I just can't remember what else. Something about this. I was just having a chat in the comments over the last day or two. We're having a conversation about this game. Something just has never resonated with me about this game. Something, I don't know if it's the art style or if it's one of those games like I get when games try to be funny.
I know exactly
the dialogue.
I know exactly what it is.
What
Brian.
is it?
It is a narrative-driven game, and so there's going to be. And looking at the trailer, there's a lot of walking and a lot of talking.
But see, I am an advocate for walking, like every walking sim ever made to come to PSVR 2. Like I think Gone Home would be great in VR. I think that Everybody's Gone to the Rapture would be great in VR. What Remains of Edith Finch. There's like 5 more that I had on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember any of them. But like walking sims, I think work great in VR because walking around and just looking at shit while people are talking to you is nice. It's way better than it was on the flat screen, right? Looking like on the flat screen, you just like, it's a flat screen game, but you can actually take everything in VR and actually feel like you're there without going away to a cutscene, right? Again, bringing back to the village. And so this, I don't think that's the reason I'm turned off by this. I'm turned off by this because I don't know if I'm going to care about the story. And also the characters sound annoying. In the trailer, they're like swearing, like, but in a way that makes it seem like, oh, these cartoon characters are swearing. Isn't that funny? And just kind of being like, trying to, I don't know, man, there's something about the dialogue that I'm just like, this is not appealing to me.
Yeah.
I
hope it's good. I also think this has potential, but from what I see, it just, I don't know. It just seems like it's going to be so much talking that it's going to drive me crazy. I don't typically like, if they're talking the whole time, like it's going to really bug me. But there are some gameplay mechanics in here. There looks like there's some little bit of shooting. There's
stealth.
There's stealth. There's puzzles, maybe. But it looks like a lot of walking and talking.
Yeah. Adam in the chat says the humor in The Last Worker gives me Rick and Morty in their VR games vibe. Very. Like, there's a little bit of Accounting Plus vibe here as far as the conversation goes. A little Trover. And
That won't be bad if it's funny. If it's funny, then it'll work great.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect. If it actually, that's the thing, is like they can get away with that if it's actually pretty funny, and it could be.
It could be. It could be. And I know full well that I have to be in the right mood for something like this, and so I'm going to make sure that I'm in the right mood before I play this. And I'm just not going to stream it. That's the answer.
Yeah, this is not a game. Yeah, this is not a game you stream.
Right.
Doesn't look like it anyways.
I'm going to play this game off camera when I'm in the mood for it, and then I can kind of experience it the way it's meant to be experienced. And so, yeah. So I hate to say it, not terribly excited for this, but as always, we're going to give everything a fair chance. But a lot has been made about this game. A lot of people are looking forward to this. Edge magazine did a whole special on this recently. People are very curious, and it's got there's a lot of good buzz about this game. And so
Wolf and Wood makes good stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've not liked anything they've done.
True. I hated every control scheme they had on PSVR1, but besides that, man, it's like we've got a much more universal control scheme going now on PSVR2. Like, we've got analog sticks, and we don't need turn buttons, and so the old Wolf and Wood style of locomotion is gone, man. It's gone. It's out like The Last of the Mohicans or something. I've never seen that movie. I'm not sure what it's about. That was a weird reference.
Great movie. Now that's a good movie.
Is it better than Click?
It's fucking 20 times better than Click. Anything is better than Click.
I don't know, man. I don't trust you. I think we have to ask the chat.
That's the way he versus Click.
I'm going to spell it wrong.
No, you were not actually doing this. Oh my god.
How do you spell Mohicans? Is it Q-U?
M-O... No, it's C-A-N-S. It's M-O-H-I-C-A-N-S.
Okay. Is Last of the Mohicans better than Click?
The soundtrack too. Oh my god.
Yes
the soundtrack
or no? Ask your community. These are
here.
important questions, man. We're doing important deeds here for humanity. We need to know the answers to this shit. Oh shit. I'm in trouble. Okay. AJ, while people are voting on whether Last of the Mohicans is a better movie than Click, you know what I think? I think it might be time for a little PSVR 20 questions. Are you ready to play?
I am
good.
Ready.
Well, it's my turn to pick the game.
To play.
Oh, you're still talking. Okay.
20 questions.
Are you trying to run down the clock? What is happening here? Yeah.
Can't start the clock yet.
Okay. Here, I'm looking up the game so I have it at my disposal here. Okay, I think I have all the information I need at my disposal. AJ, are you ready for some 20 questions?
Let's do this.
Okay. I've never seen Last of the Mohicans. I know I need to see it. I apologize if anybody's.
It's very serious and dramatic and I don't know.
I like serious and dramatic. Click is an anomaly for me, man. I fucking hate comedies and really anything. I mean, I kind of hate everything. Let's be fair.
You clearly like any comedy.
It's not true. It's not true. I think we all know this. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
On your mark. Everybody in the chat, please help him out. He's going to need all the help he can get. Ask good questions in the chat that AJ can use, and then in response to those questions, make sure you give him good suggestions as to what games it might be. On your mark. Get Des. Go.
Is this game on or coming to PSVR 2?
It has not been announced to come to PSVR 2. That is for sure.
I had a feeling you were going to do that. Is it a first-party game? Sony first-party game?
It is not a Sony first-party game.
Okay. Is it based on a known IP? Says Old Darth. My PSVR 2 is full of colors.
Nope. Not based on a known IP.
I love that name. PSVR 2 is very colorful. Have you noticed that? Have you played? This is why you need to play Res, man. Oh my god, the colors. The colors. Where's Jeremy?
Just let it be known. AJ's
PSVR fellow, PSVR Gamecat for life. He says, does it have dinosaurs, zombies, robots, cowboys, ninjas, or dragons in the game?
Yes.
It's got one of those.
Good luck.
We're on to you.
Yeah.
We're on to you. Does it have? Well, just oh shit. No, yeah. Can you narrow it down a little?
That's your job.
Do you shoot stuff in this game?
No. That's no.
You do not shoot stuff in this game, guys. That takes a lot of zombies, cowboys, and dinosaurs out of this. Does it have good graphics?
Yeah, I think so.
Does it have dinosaurs in it?
No dinosaurs.
Okay, so it's not the dinosaurs. So it's gonna have robots, ninjas, or dragons, most likely. It's not based off a popular IP, so it can't be something like Skyrim. I was thinking the same thing. Does it have robots?
Yes.
It does have robots. Robots is the one. Well, that doesn't really narrow it down a whole lot.
Doesn't narrow it down
There's
a
a
whole
lot of
lot.
games with robots.
It's a lot of wasted questions.
Ooh, I like it. Super Galaxy Godstar. Has it ever made the top 25 lists?
Yes.
Okay. A robot game that has made the top 25 list. A game with robots. Ooh. Well, it can't be Astrobot because that'd be first party, right? Is that considered first party? Is Japan's Asobi first
Asobi is
party?
definitely first party.
Okay.
Okay, just to let you know, you have
Say.
11 questions left and hit the 3-minute mark just now. Halfway there.
Okay, we're doing pretty good. Does this game have full locomotion?
Yes, it does. That's 10.
Can't be budget cuts, but that's a good one, Alberto. Is it a puzzle game?
Yeah, I think you'd classify this as a puzzle game.
Okay. Robots and puzzles.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed.
I'm gonna scroll back and see if anybody has mentioned it yet.
Puzzles. Ooh. Does I don't think Red Matter has robots in it. And it doesn't. Oh, it does have full locomotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Puzzle game. He says it looks good. Is this game on Mars or a Mars-like planet?
No.
Okay. Is it first person?
Yes.
Does it have move support?
No.
Does not have move support. Oh my god. A puzzle game with robots. I wonder if it's Static. Static have robots. Was Static a launch game? Does this game have your hands stuck together in a box thing?
No. You asked me if it has full locomotion, by the way.
Oh, and it
That's
does have
15.
full locomotion. It's 15. So
Less than a minute left.
does it support the aim controller?
No.
Puzzle game that's dual shock with robots. There's no Robo Recall on PlayStation VR. Just to save you from saying it again. Ooh! Does it have mechs?
I wouldn't call them mechs, no.
Oh,
Mech implies you
know
can
what?
get in a
He
mech.
said
You
it's-
can't get in a mech.
He said it's not a shooter.
Yeah, not a shooter.
That would definitely be a shooter. Oh, shit, guys.
10 seconds.
Has this developer made other games, other PSVR games?
No. That is 18 questions. You did not do it. I got to say, I don't think I saw it in the chat. And so I don't know if anybody was I don't know if anybody was close to getting this.
Oh wait, you said it, and it was a top 25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any last guess before I do this?
Yes. Top 25 robots. DualShock 4 full locomotion. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get all my clues that I got right together, and then make a guess here. Top 25 robots, DualShock 4 full locomotion. I'm not stalling. You're stalling.
You'll see how much of the next clock you can you can use up.
Not a shooter. Puzzle game. My conclusion.
Oh God.
I have no fucking idea.
I'm getting that impression. Coming out literally 3 years ago, almost to the day, on March 4th, 2020. Published by Recluse Industries.
Oh.
Separation. One of my favorites, man. One of my favorites. Definitely a great puzzle game. Definitely very atmospheric.
There's robots in it?
Yeah, remember the ones you wake up?
I was gonna say, is there a robot like when you first start the game and like that's like kind of it?
No, it's a big moment. Come across the water in the boat, and you see it kind of.
The big,
crashed, giant robot. Yeah.
Okay.
Love Separation. If you haven't played it, it's actually on sale right now. It's obviously not on PSVR 2, but it's like half price with Plus. So $6.50 instead of $13. The fact that it even launched at $13 was ridiculous. This is easily a $25 game, or I would have paid $25 for it. It took me like 8 hours to beat, and I just loved every moment. Made by one guy. Martin over at Recluse Industries. Absolutely love this game. Shades of Grey Man says, this is near the top of my backlog. Dude, I really hope we get a PSVR 2 version of this, right? It'd be awesome to have two hands in this game. Oh, there's the robot. Yeah, I mean, just there's a couple of interactions in this game, like turning cranks and pulling things that just would feel so much better with the Sense controllers than the DualShock. And, the turning speed needs to be adjusted. There's like little things. But overall, what a fantastic game. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. I did enjoy this a lot.
All right, man. Oh, hey, before we go, Bloody Bobby Gamecat in the chat says, "Sup, Gamecats? Sup, Bloody Bobby? I'm trying to convince a friend not to return his PSVR 2 because of motion sickness. Help."
Moss, Demio, Res Infinite, Fan, water. Comfortable clothes. A fan and Moss and Demio ought to do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of tips in terms of like, preventing motion sickness. Obviously, like just a little bit every day can go a long way. Of playing.
Synth Riders, Pistol Whip.
Yeah, games like Pistol Whip, games like Rush of Blood. Like when Dez was on the channel, he was super susceptible to motion sickness, but Rush of Blood he was fine with, and he was actually fine with To the Top. So there are games that allow for movement. That won't make you sick. I know some of the games I mentioned that aren't on PSVR 2, but you made excellent suggestions, AJ, with Moss. Any game. I'm trying to. What other games are great that don't have any movement in them? Job Sim, Vacation Sim. Those got free upgrades on PSVR 2. Cosmonious High is a new one. So there are games to get him in, and the more he plays. The Puzzling Places, great suggestions. Shades of Grey Matter, Tetris Effect, good stuff. Yeah. So
build those VR legs and get a fan. Fan is probably the number one thing that helps.
Fan is really helpful. The only time I ever feel sick in VR is when I'm super caffeinated and I haven't eaten all day. And I'm always super caffeinated because I drink a lot of coffee. But then sometimes I forget to eat. And like the second I put on the headset and get in there, I'm like, something's not right. It doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, that's the reason. And so keep that
Drums Rock. That would be a good one.
Yeah. At least play the demo of Drums Rock, right? Like if you're not willing to commit to it. Yeah. Oh, Beat Saber, although not on PSVR2 quite yet, Autobro, but good suggestion. So, good stuff, you guys. Good stuff. Oh, I got to check in on the poll before we go, AJ. Is The Last of the Mohicans better than Click? 166 of you voted, and 2/3 of you said yes. I'm glad a third of you out there are on my side. I haven't seen The Last of the Mohicans, so I'm just saying for funsies.
Good movie.
That Click is better. But I don't know. Man. The poll has ended. If you didn't vote, that's on you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. We really, really appreciate it. Don't forget that for more PSVR2 coverage, like I said, AJ does a lot of live streaming PSVR2 stuff. You did a Resident Evil Village review. So PSVR2 coverage over on PSVR Underground. Click the link in the description. Subscribe to AJ's channel. AJ, what did I miss anything? Do you have any other stuff coming up on your channel? What's happening over there?
I posted my second review. Woohoo!
Oh man, you're beating me. What'd you post?
Pavlov. I got I've just been mostly doing live streams. That's why I haven't slept at all, is because I stayed up till 2 a.m. Doing the Pavlov review. But it was fun. I feel good about it.
Nice.
And yeah, man. Live streams, baby. Live streams. Gonna be doing more of those for sure, because that's really my jam.
Excellent. Autobro says Brian wants the next Resident Evil 8 stream soon. Let me get the Gran Turismo review done. It'll probably be done like by midday tomorrow, and then I can probably get back to streaming. And I just get so much stuff to do, you guys. But be patient. Gran Turismo 7 review is coming soon, EAA, for sure.
These games, people understand that you and I, we like to take our time with games. We like to process them. We like to play them go thoroughly through them.
Yeah.
And stuff, and so that's why it takes a little bit longer, but we'll get caught up, and man, it was having a lot of fun. Thank you guys, by the way, appreciate you. I think GT7 is gonna be next. I was gonna do GT7 and Pavlov, but now that I got this new thing coming for GT7, I want to wait a little bit and do it with the rig. I want to play it with the DualSense. I don't know. Are you doing that for your review at all?
Yeah, man, everything's being done with the rig, and that's part of it. Like, I want to make it very uniquely mine as far as this review goes, and say, I'm sure there's a million places out there where you can get a full, in-depth review of Gran Turismo 7 and every single feature and every single mode. That's not what I'm here for, man. I'm here to tell you that I'm not a sim racer fan. That this wasn't something that I should have been interested in, but that I went all in and got a wheel, I got a rig, and I'm so, knee deep in Gran Turismo 7. It's not even funny, and so my review is to be somebody out there saying, don't be scared of this game. Don't be intimidated by a sim racer. Like, this game is absolutely for you. You just need to give it some time. And especially if you have a VR headset, you're going to fucking love it. Love it. But yeah, man, I'm definitely going to get some pictures and video of the rig and get that in there, because a lot of cats have been asking like what I got. So I'm going to make sure that that's included.
What I got.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a song, Brian.
That's a song. You named it. I love Sublime, man. It's been a long time, though. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you to all the cats who changed their name to Gamecat. Thank you to everybody who helps the channel run. We got Jay Meow, who puts us up on podcast services of your choice. Thank you, everybody, for all the podcast listeners for making this huge, man. Like, it's one of the highest ranking video game podcasts out there, and we couldn't have done this without you. So thank you very much for that. Thank you to Sci-Fi Gamecat Henry, who puts timestamps into this sucker after the show's over. Thank you to everybody who supports us on patreon.com/withoutprogames. Thanks to everybody who's a member over here, supports us financially. Thanks to everybody who tipped during the show, and of course, everybody who sat back and watched the show and didn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there, and we love you just as much. It's Monday, AJ. Can I cue the cat?
Brian, I am going to use my last bit of energy from my 4 hours of sleep to say, cue the cat, Brian, because I want to say, see you guys on West 18. You got cold yogurt? Move Master Mick, the shape throwing PSVR game cat in the house tonight. GTF, which means ta-ta for now. Stanbo VR. Thank you so much, man. Shape, Scott Disco, PSN, Harrisville, PSVR game cat for life in the house tonight. What up, homie GB? Let's do this as a gaming podcast. I sometimes do. If I had more to listen to, I probably would.
Yep.
When there's something I've been listening to the Last of Us podcast lately, because that's the only podcast I have of keeping up with what
the
I'm
new show.
into.
The new episode was great.
It was great.
No
One
spoilers.
more
Love
episode,
it.
baby. Be triple doing God's work as always. Thank you so much, man. Shades of Great Matter. Good to see you. Kill Artist, the Dream Weaver, Game Cat. Awesomeness awaits. That should be awesomeness awaits the Game Cat, right, Brian?
I agree. Yes.
Jordan Terrence, what up, homie? Unruly Cat, cheers to you. Dr. Dance in the house tonight. GD, what up, homie? Awesome Tatum, the dude in the house tonight as well. Dan Pajamas, the PSVR2 Game Cat.
Danorama Pajama.
Danorama Pajama. Danorama Pajama.
Yeah,
Iron 7. Guy Sun fist bump to you. Super Galaxy Godstar, what up, dude? Ash VR, the groovy Game Cat. Future Basemaster 1, what up, dude? Old V3D, love you too, homie. Mighty Potter, and I love you all. Night. Old Darth, my PSVR2 is full of colors. I love that, man. Seriously, so colorful.
So colorful,
man. I can't wait to play Pistol Whip.
Yeah.
I cannot wait because right now Res Infinite has been like mind-blowingly good.
Nice.
And Synth Riders has been pretty mind-blowing as well, colors-wise. So I really, and I hear tons of people talking about Pistol Whip. I have not played it yet, but I can imagine. I can imagine now because I've played Synth Riders and Res Infinite. I see where this is going. So more colorful games, please.
Yeah, I mean, Pistol Whip was, I gotta say, exactly what I expected. Right? It was like, I mean, if you've played Pistol Whip on PSVR 1, I think having played PSVR 2, you know exactly what to expect. It's just a really fucking clear version of that game with some cool haptics. Tetris Effect blew me away. Right? Like Tetris Effect, I thought was a huge step forward, and so that's why I really, really want to play Res Infinite and experience that, especially because,
dude,
I mean, does your headset just vibrate, like thump to the music? Can you turn that on?
It thumps every time you go into like a new zone. It vibrates and it feels great when you like warp into a new zone or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Dude, it's Res is so impressive with the eye tracking. Turn on Control Type 4. And use the eye tracking. It feels like a next gen game. Like it's so cool. It's Res, and it feels like a next gen game.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about at the beginning of the show, like, you know, how great it feels for that headset rumble, and I just want to play games that make it rumble. Dude, I love just turning the headset on and just having to do that subtle that's that feeling.
I like that too.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. I did not think I was going to be so much in love with that. It's pretty crazy. Devin Nick, by the way, in the chat says, I learned to play drums and drive a Formula One car today. See, look at all of the things that PSVR2 is doing for the community. It's an educational tool, AJ.
It is. I wonder how many people are no longer afraid of heights after playing Horizon.
You got cold yogurt with the $2 tip. I'll tell you right now, I'm still afraid of heights, but I was terrified of that game. You got cold yogurt with the $2 tip. Says, when's the Kazuna AI touch the beat? I'm filling in the words for you.
I was trying to make a joke.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a joke about that game, and I couldn't remember what it was called. So I couldn't make the joke earlier.
Yeah. If I get a review out for that game by 2025, I'll be surprised. Like there's so many games to get to ahead of that one, unfortunately. Or fortunately.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately. Very, very freaking fortunately.
Yeah. It's crazy. You Got Cold Yogurt says, I did 4 videos. Okay, everybody go subscribe to You Got Cold Yogurt and watch Kazuna AI stuff. That's
man.
I feel like
I'm just gonna go. Yeah. I'm just gonna go watch them over there and call it a day.
All right, you guys. Have a great night. We love you all. Meow meow meow.